Hello my beautiful people, welcome to another video where I actually do my monthly budget setup for the month of June. It's something I started last month. I think it kind of worked, but in order to give anything a good go, I think you need to do it for a few times over to actually see if it truly works and not just judge it by the first go. So that's what I'm doing. I still have to work on May's budget to see how I fared, but this is my June budget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over to the Excel spreadsheet that I've set up, and then we'll come back here. Before I let you go, my name is Michelle. I'm a cash-based budgeter here in Western Australia, and this is me documenting my journey to get my family into financial stability. We have a goal to reach 22,000 for the year 2022. Hello to all my new subscribers and all to those who have been watching my journey so far. Thank you once again. I won't keep you any longer because I tend to know that I ramble on a bit. So I'll send you over to my Excel spreadsheet and then we'll come back to discuss my goals for the month. See ya. All right, everyone. So this is my Excel spreadsheet for my June monthly budget. It just made sense to me to do it in Excel because there was a lot chop and changes and I kept changing the figures around, trying to make it all work. So if I did it on pen and paper, it would have just been a hot mess. So I thought, let me just continue with Excel. It kind of worked for my May budget, but I haven't gone back into my May budget to see how I actually did versus my planned income and expenditure. But I think I have simplified it to a point where it works for me. And so I'll just quickly go over it. I have blacked out my income and my mortgage because at this stage, I'm still not comfortable to reveal it because I am also mindful that there are people who obviously may not earn as much as me or have a single income versus my dual income. And I am trying to be, I guess, sensitive to that nature. However, I have worked in my field for a really long time. I did go and study and do my university. So this is my field. And only actually just recently I got my pay raise after working in the business for this particular business for almost coming up to 8 years. Actually, this week makes it 8 years that I've been in this one industry. And this is my first pay rise, which will be reflected in this month actually. So I'm quite excited for that. So the mortgage, we know that interest rates will be kicking in soon. So again, I have to be sensitive to that, others might be saving for their first home. They may have more of a disposable income or the other side, not have the disposable income to afford a mortgage. So I am very sensitive to that. And I think for now, I'm just going to keep it black like this and just move on to what I have available to spend. Now, this is my golden month. What that means is that I actually get 3 pays this month, being a bi-weekly payment or a fortnightly payment. So, and my husband gets 5 pays, like 5 weeks, because he gets paid weekly. So I have to make use of this month. It only comes, I think, twice in a year where I get 3 pays in 1 month. So I'm super excited about this. So very, very excited that I will have that little extra money to actually put towards some savings or sinking funds or some goals that I might have. And the other thing is, what I've noticed is that I technically don't have any outside bills. When I say outside bills, bills that I have not accounted for or have no idea, have I missed anything? That's what I keep going over. I actually genuinely am surprised that I have a month where I don't have any bills coming that are not part of my reoccurring bills. So if I go into this other tab, I've put here what bills I'm expecting, what day I'm expecting them to come out. And based on that, I don't have. However, I just felt like it made sense to keep a little bit of money as ad hoc bills. So if they do come up, I've budgeted for it, and that I not just going to spend it just because I think I have that little extra cash. So I just want to, and if I don't spend it, great, it goes into sinking funds. All right, now variable expenses, fuel, groceries, splash cash, spending, coffee. Those are my standard. I don't really change that too much unless a bill has come and taken most of that money. But however, I'm going to keep it the same. There are two areas here that I would like your feedback on. One is hairdresser, which I've got booked on the 19th of June. And one is dog grooming, which I've got booked on the 25th of June. Technically, those funds come out of my sinking funds. So should I go up here and put income, sinking funds, and what I am expecting to spend? Let me know what your thoughts are, because technically it's not really, no, it's hard to say. Like if I don't have enough money in those envelopes, sure, I'm going to have to be taking it out from my paycheck budget, but I should have the money in my sinking funds to fund these. So I just don't know how or where I should put them. Give me your thoughts. At least that's what I'm thinking I should put there here, because I'm expecting those expenditures. It's not unplanned. So those are my thoughts at the moment. All right, so I've got remaining there. So going over to my savings, this is where I expect to make a decent chunk of savings this month. I generally want to really hit my saving goals this month. One of them being this online bills buffer. So in my online bills account, I really want to get to this amount for this month alone. As most of you would know, I am really actively building my bills buffer. I started it in April this year. So I kept it as a 3-month goal rather than just doing a monthly goal. I have already reached 2 weeks advance payment on my month. So if I was to say I don't put any money in bills for the next 2 weeks, these are covered. It's there. The money is already in my account. I want to get to a point where I can say that much is in my account. And so the next month is covered. And purely because my husband does not get paid annual leave, doesn't get paid sick leave, doesn't get paid public holidays. So already I'm going to take a hit because I put in my planned income here because that's what I'm used to getting from my husband. But whenever there is a day off, a public holiday, or if he has to take time off from work, it actually significantly goes down. So that is why one of the reasons why I want to get to 1 month ahead. And it's also going to be part of, like, say, emergency. If something was to happen, at least we've got 1 month of bills covered. That's my thought process at the moment. It's leaving us, even with me putting quite a lot amount in my savings, I still get quite a bit to work with for sinking funds. So areas that will be getting a decent amount of money, I need to fund my hairdresser so that I can get to my target. Car tires, I would really like to really bump up that envelope. Another area where I'm going to try and bump up is land rates. It's due in September, so I really got to bump that up. And vacation, we've got quite a few trips coming up. Well, one is for a family trip down south of Western Australia. I would like to save up for an overseas trip for next year. And I just roped myself into a mumcation as well with a few of my girlfriends. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I really would like to bump up a little bit in my vacation fund. So at the moment, this is how it's looking for my monthly. I've got to my zero-based budget. However, we know that things happen throughout the month, but at least I'm working towards a goal. I've got an idea what to expect, and I'm putting it out there. So at least I'm holding myself a little bit accountable. That's the point that I'm doing with my monthly budget here, and let's see how it goes. All right, so you just saw my June setup for my monthly budget. This is just, again, another, pretty much I just printed the month spread that I had for all my bills, and what I plan to do is that I will be highlighting the bills as they come out of my account so that I am quite aware of how my bills tracking is going. My month overview, I've only given myself 3 goals this month because I discovered that for the month of May, I kind of overdid it a bit, that I did end up doing all of my goals, which is fine. Sometimes it happens. So I decided let's just focus on 3, and these 3 are pretty big. One is decluttering. I've got a lot of mess all over the house and every room. So I thought, let's do a declutter June. So go through room by room and just get rid of items that I have not used in a while, that have no sentimental value to me, and see if I can either donate it, sell it on Marketplace, or just get rid of it. So those are, the second goal is pretty much hand in hand with the first one, is Marketplace sales. And of course, you know, as you would have seen in my spreadsheet, is that I actively work to my 1 month's worth of bills covered. So for each goal, what I've done is that I have created a bit of an action plan for each of my goals. First one, decluttering June. All I'm doing is going through each room, making a list of all the items that are there that I don't have sentimental value and I have not used them in a while. Place boxes for donations, have Marketplace set up. And so I'll go through the room. What item am I donating it? Am I putting it for sale, or am I sending it off for the tip? Second goal, Marketplace. Plan to put in what items I'm going to be putting on Marketplace, what day I'm listing them, what is the listing price, and what I sold for. That's not too bad of an action plan. And my third action plan is for my bills buffer, trying to get to 1 month ahead of bills. I already have a bills buffer set up, and that's 2 weeks worth of bills, or actually almost 3 weeks worth of bills. So I'm starting fresh for this month because I want to get to at least 1,500 in my bills account. And how I'm planning to do that is that each pay that I get, see what the bills amount has come up to for that week and how much I can contribute for the week after. Based on rough calculations, I believe these 3 pays, or these 3 weeks of pays that I will get, will cover all of these bills. So that will leave the last 2 weeks, or even the last 3 weeks, part of the last 3 week, would actually create that bills buffer that I'm looking for. But that's my plan. Must have a plan to make it, for it to become an action. So those are my 3 main goals for the month of June. Everything else, I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible, because what I've saw that because I put too many goals in last month, I didn't end up doing too well as in finishing them up. So what I'll do is I might try and break them down periodically as weekly spreads. I'll see if that works. It's all about try and error. I love making sure that I have achieved something. So sometimes just having smaller goals or just a few tasks and being able to tick them off actually will give you a sense of like that you've completed something. So that satisfaction. So I want that. So that's what I'm going to aim for the month of June. That's it, guys. That's my video for this time round. I hope you guys stuck around. I hope it wasn't too boring. A lot of stats, a lot of figures, a lot of tables and lists. I get it. It's not exactly very exciting where you actually get to physically see money, but that will be in the next few videos, I'm sure. Look after yourselves, everyone. Make sure you're kind to yourself. Make sure you're kind to everyone else. Until the next time, bye.